Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. Look who finally decided to show up today. The mini bronze palette is finally here. I ordered mine from Sephora. I paid for the expedited shipping. It still took 4 days to get to me. It is also available at Beautylish, I feel like, and of course the Natasha Denona website. This mini bronze palette right here was definitely a surprise for me when I saw it announced, because I honestly did not feel like we needed more of the bronze palette. The bronze palette is one of my favorite Natasha Denona palettes. I really love this warm bronzy color story right here, but this Midi palette already has a lot of shades that look very similar to one another. So it was definitely a surprise when I saw an extension sort of the palette with the same color story, because if you put these two side by side here, you can see that there are a lot of shades that look so similar to one another. I will of course be doing swatch comparisons between these two towards the end of the video, and my main goal today is to create two eyeshadow looks. I'm going to do one on each eyeball, and I'm going to hopefully try to make them look different enough, because I feel like one of the main issues with this palette is that the color story is kind of very monochromatic. These two darker colors right here sort of look like one another, and so I'm worried that a lot of the looks might come out looking a little bit too similar to each other. Before I get into the looks though, let's go ahead and do some swatches. I'm going to grab the color Rosette, Flesh, Gobi, Bronze right here, and let's swatch it. So this is Rosette. I'm gonna go back, there we go, nice and smooth. Flesh right here. Ooh, this is a very smooth transition shade. I love Natasha Denona matte shades. This one is Gobi. And so one thing that I do really love about this little palette right here is that it is majority matte shades with just one pop of shimmer. I'm not gonna lie, I really love that. Then we have the color Bronze Foil, which as expected, super smooth. And last but not least, I'm grabbing the color Tough from here. This one's a little warmer than the rest. Here we go. So take a look right there at what these swatches of the palette look like. I'm not disappointed at these swatches at all whatsoever. All of the matte shades seem to have Natasha's amazing, very consistent matte formula that I love, and of course the shimmer also looks absolutely incredible. I just want to jump right into the first look, and then I'll continue to give you some details about this palette as we go. So first things first, I'm going to grab this transition shade right here, which is the color Flesh, and with my REPHR number 15 brush, I'm going to start blending it on my crease. And one of the things that I wanted to tell you about is that these palettes are no longer $25. We've traditionally bought these mini Natasha Denona palettes for $25, and inflation is happening. A lot of brands have been altering the prices of their products, and by altering I of course mean that they are making everything just a little bit more expensive. And so now this mini palette from Natasha Denona retails for $27. Look at how good that just blended, by the way. I will forever be so amazed at the quality of Natasha Denona matte shades. Wow. I'm going to darken things up a little bit with the middle color, which is called Gobi. This is a pretty warm mid-tone brown type of a shade. And with my REPHR number 1 brush, I'm going to build it on the outer crease of my eye. Just back and forth right there, looking beautiful. This palette, by the way, just like the Midi bronze palette, the regular bronze palette from Natasha Denona, is perfection for the summertime. The other day I uploaded a video talking about all of my favorite palettes for the summer season, and there was not one bronze palette on my list. I realized that after I uploaded my video, but truthfully, I'm going the warm route on this look, so I'm going to grab Tough right here and intensify the outer corner even more with it. Truthfully, I have not been feeling the bronzy looks for some reason this summer, which is crazy because I remember last summer it was all about bronzy palettes for me. This summer I've just been feeling the colorful looks, which is crazy because who am I? I do not even recognize myself. I am more into colorful looks than I've ever been. Not to say that I'm doing any crazy type of looks. I always try to keep everything really nice and wearable, but still, I have never been too into colorful looks, and this summer all of the palettes I picked out are so colorful, but like classy at the same time, you know? But now this mini bronze palette though is putting me in the bronzy mood for sure. So I'm going to do a halo eye. I just went back to this middle shade and then back to the warm shade called Tough to deepen up the inner part of my eye a bit. And this looks so beautiful and fiery. I totally said that I love that there's 3 matte shades in this palette, and I do. But I really wish she would have also added an inner corner shade, because now I know exactly what shade to put in the middle there, but I don't have an inner corner shade in this palette. So if I'm taking this palette traveling with me, then I would need to take it in addition to something else. Or if you want to just save space in your luggage and you love a bronzy look and you want to take this palette with you, then just use whatever highlighter you're using on your face as your inner corner highlighter, and that would totally work as well. So I'm putting the color Bronze Foil in the center of my eye right here. Okay, that is looking beautiful. Under the eye, I'm going to start with Tough, and I'm using a REPHR number 13 to smoke things out back here. I know I already said this, but I'm forever impressed at Natasha Denona matte formulas. I have done this look in like 3.5 minutes, I swear. I've been talking the whole time. You're seeing it live, and it just blends so easily. This right here is my first look, by the way. I'm done. I just blended a couple of shades, Tough and then Flesh, underneath my eye, and I'm happy with the way this turned out. As you can see, 0 fallout down here, and we have a really beautiful and very classy bronze smoky eye. I'm going to use my brown eyeliner from Natasha Denona in the waterline. And here we go. All that I'm missing right now is just some mascara, which I will apply in a second. But first, let's move on to look number 2. I'm starting it the same way because really there isn't any other transition shade in this palette, and this one is perfection. So I'm using the color Flesh all throughout the crease of my eye once again. I know I haven't done these swatch comparisons yet, but I'm going to tell you what I think of this palette anyways. I would dare say that I'm going to find a lot of very similar colors in the Midi Bronze palette. So I feel like if you have this one already, there's no need for you to grab the mini one unless you just want it specifically to travel with, right? I'm going to grab this shade right here. However, how did that happen? How do I take that off? Oh my god. Why me? Q-tip surgery time. Oh my god. Okay. Crisis averted. Okay, let's keep going. I forgot what I was saying. I know I was going to add this shade to my outer corner though. So just adding it to the outer V back here and blending it. Okay, I remembered. What I was saying was that if you have not yet spent the money on the Midi Bronze palette, but you do kind of like this type of look, but you didn't want to spend the $65 on that one, this would definitely be a really good alternative, because with this one, there is some look variations that you can get. I did do a 5 looks 1 palette with it that you can totally watch and see, but a lot of the colors are going to just look nice and bronzy, you know? And the looks that you create with this mini bronze palette are also just going to look nice and bronzy. So in that sense, you can totally get away to having this little one that is $27 versus paying for that big one that is a lot more expensive, you know? By the way, I love the intensity of this shade. I definitely like this dark matte a lot more than the like warmer one. But I know that that probably is not surprising because I'm more into like neutral shades than I am into warm shades. But still, it looks beautiful. By the way, I have no idea what look I'm going with. Let's do an all matte look because why the heck not? So that already looks so pretty. And on the eyelid, I'm just going to go with this one and pat it right here and blend it into the rest of the colors. And I'm using a REPHR number 28 brush for this. I really wish this palette had an inner corner shade. Okay, so this is the top of look number 2 right here. Okay, so back with the dark one. And this time I'm using my REPHR number 13 and I'm going to blend it all the way to my tear duct area. Just doing little back and forth motions underneath my eye and connecting it here at the end. And then same brush and our transition shade and we blend. Take a look at our beautiful matte look right there. I love it. Super, super pretty. And then here's look number 1. Let me be right back with some mascara on. Back with mascara on, and these right here are my final looks. If I have to pick a favorite, I actually love the matte look so much. So this one right here would be my favorite, although it's not because it's all matte, it's because I really prefer this color here over this one a lot, and that is the prevalent color on this smoky eye. I do like the gold shiny shade. It would look really pretty on the eyelid of this one as well. But yes, if I have to pick a favorite look, this one is my favorite. I've been doing some swatch comparisons. I'm going to do them on this hand to show you. And the two most similar colors from this mini palette and the Midi bronze palette are this transition shade right here and the color Beach right here at the bottom of this one. Take a look right there. These two are identical. So here is the one from the mini palette and this is the one from the Midi palette. So this is Flesh and Beach, and as you can see, extremely similar to one another. Let's move on to my favorite color right here, the one that I have all over the crease and outer corner of this eye. This one is called Russet right here. And from the Midi palette, there are two colors that are pretty similar. This one here called High Degree, and also this color down here called Suntan. So here it is in comparison to High Degree. This is definitely the most similar, as you can see, pretty much identical. And then here is Suntan, which could be kind of similar, but I swatched it second because Suntan I wanted to compare to our other color back here, since I don't really see a matte dupe for it. So I'm going to grab the color Tough and compare it to Suntan. Here we go. See, these are a little bit more similar to one another, but this one definitely has a lot more reddish vibes. You can still get reddish vibes from the regular bronze palette, they're just not matte reddish vibes, but you do have a shimmer reddish color that you can get the vibes from for different looks. See, that is a shimmer, but it is very close to the color I have on the outer corner right here. There's also a very similar shade to the color Gobi, and that is the color Sundown right here in the center. So here is Gobi and here is Sundown. See, very similar. This one is a little bit darker, but like they're right there. Like once you put them on the eyes and blend them out and smoke them up and whatnot, you could probably not tell the difference between the two. And then finally our shimmer shade called Bronze Foil. Put it down here. And I want to compare it with the color Silk and this one as well. So here is Silk. Very similar. Silk might be a little bit shinier, and this is Rhodium. Rhodium is a little bit more golden. We can even try Magma. That one's a little bit more orangey, I would say. But anyways, look at all 5 of the shades from the mini palette and how they compare to very similar colors in the bronze palette right there. Like I was saying earlier, if you already have the Natasha Denona Bronze Midi palette, if you already spent your coin on this one, I would see no need to grab this one unless you love this one so much that you feel the need to have a mini version of it to travel with. Because to be completely honest with you, if you travel with the amount of makeup I usually travel with, this is travel friendly enough for me, so I wouldn't even need a travel version of it. Now, if you need to really save space and this is a go-to color story for you, then this would definitely be a good addition to your collection. Now, on the other hand, if you never made the investment on this Midi palette because you like bronzy looks but not $65 much, you know, and you want to have a bronzy type of look from Natasha Denona that doesn't break the bank, then this might be your opportunity to get your hands on some Natasha Denona bronze shadows for only $27. Formula wise, this little tiny palette right here is incredible. You guys saw as I blended the shadows on my eyes how they just melted into each other beautifully. I do love both of the eye looks I created today. I could see myself wearing these a lot, but I don't think I needed this palette having already purchased this big one. I'm definitely glad I picked it up to review for you guys though. So definitely share with me your thoughts down in the comment section below. Tell me what you thought of these palettes. If you're interested in purchasing either this palette or this palette, I will have both of them linked down in the description box from various retailers. When you shop my links, you help out my channel. And that is all I have for today's video. If you guys liked it, don't forget to please give it a thumbs up before you leave. Also, let me know if you like the matte look as much as I did, because I'm really digging it. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. And I hope to see you back in the next video. Bye.